So good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another collaboration album review of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by Senorita Sabrosura. Senorita, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good. And today we're talking about a band from Chicago, and they're called Dehd, and the new album is called Poetry.
Yes.
So this was again a recommendation by Senorita Sabrosura. I have never heard of this band before, so I came in with it like with new ears. So Senorita, you that know more this band, tell us like what this band sounds like.
They're like a trio from here from Chicago. It's an odd mix. They have like a very particular sounds. Like every time I listen to the music, I know it's Dehd. It's a mix of indie. I will say like a little bit of glam, post punk. Uh, they have some dreamy elements. Um, Garage. There's like a very uh odd mix of things. This album they sound like more indie Americana, less dreamy than other. And the previous album was very glam rock. But for me, it's a fun band, different from other bands, and it's great for sing along.
Yeah, no, yeah, I found it to be very indie rock. I don't
Yeah.
know why it reminded me of these bands from the early 2000s, like the Sheens and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They put out in those movies back in the day.
Yes, but the sheet sounds even more indie. This is more like glam, and this album in particular is like more pop too.
Yeah, yeah, there was a
You're
lot.
right. Yeah, it remind me. There's a song that remind me of Modest Mouse, another indie band
Oh yeah, I remember
from
them.
the early 2000s. Yeah.
The floating on.
Yes.
Yeah, so for me, I went into this like you suggested. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to it. So, Senorita, like, what was your first impression of this album of poetry?
Well, like I can see, I listened to the previous albums. I have the first album on vinyl, and I can see like a little bit of evolution, but without changing their sound. They sound a little more like full and more produced than previous albums, but there's nothing different. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. Like they sound like it's that. They have like a very particular sound, very quirky guitars, some catchy lyrics and hooks. For me, it's like the perfect album for summer, for a summer festival, to sing along. I'm a sucker for sing along music.
Yeah, oh no, yeah, you're always sing along, sing along.
Yes.
So
And to be honest, I like the first part of the album better than the second half.
the first half, okay, yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
So this isn't usually what I listen to.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, this I'm not like a huge fan of of like I listen to these bands in moderation, like here and song there, but a
Yeah.
full album, it's kind of like a chore to me. But this was great for me. I put it early in the morning because it's like a very relaxed album. It did. I don't know why. There's some songs that reminded me of like some other songs from other bands, but yeah, it's 14 songs, like 40. I think it's like 42 minutes or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, like 41, 42 minutes, 14 songs.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I
But
think
it felt long.
yeah,
I
yeah,
would take out like 2 or 3 songs. I don't know.
yeah. I think you say that it feels long because I thought, listen, not knowing this band a lot, that I thought that a lot of songs sounded kind of like the same.
Yeah.
To me, like it was like the same like tone and the same way of singing.
Yeah,
So
especially the second half of the album. That's what I
yeah,
think. Like, it all sound like very okay, very the same.
Yeah, so that's what I thought, like some songs blended into each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the first half is strong, is starts stronger. Uh,
Yes.
I listened to it a lot on repeat today to get ready for this. And by repeat listen, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, I've listened to it enough. So, but yeah, I think it's enjoyable. And for people that like this style of music, I think it's an enjoyable record. If you like heavier stuff, like maybe no, but if you like that like dreamy indie pop,
Yeah.
I think it's right up the alley. So those are my initial thoughts. So, Senorita, what songs stood out for you the most?
Well, I really like the opener Dog Days. I like the lyrics. Like everyone I know it's breaking hearts tonight. Like everyone I know it's bleeding, ghosting. But I know we'll be all right. Like it was a fun track to open the album. And another standout was Mood Ring. I think that was my favorite. It opens like with some distortions and drums, and then it changes completely. I like the chorus on that song, and it sounds like very classic indie glam.
Yeah.
And Alien, I sent it to you. Like these remind me of another band, another song. I can't
Was it
remember right now.
the plain white tees or a band like that?
I think so. I can't remember right now, but I think that's like more pop radio friendly. It sounds very pop forward, and I like the dreamy voice. Uh, and I like when she says, "I hope this love can take me higher."
Maybe she wants to be probed.
And another one, it's hard to love. This one, it because it to be honest, the lyrics on the whole album on these ones, they're very simple. They sound like something a high school person will write, like very simple, but hard to love. I think it has one of the better lyrics, and it's super catchy. It reminded me also from previous song from other albums. I think there was like a continuation from another song they did in the previous album. And this is the song that remind me a little of Modest Mouse.
Okay,
What
nice.
about you?
Well, I like the opener, Dog Days. I thought at first that it was a cover of like didn't like Florence and the Machine had a song named Dog Days too or something?
Yeah, but that one was the Dog Days Are Over.
Yeah.
And
But I think
they are not over.
it was a good album opener. I enjoyed Necklace. I think Necklace was good. Uh,
Yeah.
and Pure Gold was it said something in the song about chilling. It was like a chill vibe song. Like
That's something that she'll do.
yeah, I could imagine someone like on the beach just
That song remind me a little bit of the Beck era, the Loser era, but without the rap and the trip hop. But it
yeah,
reminds me a little bit of that Loser era that Beck had.
yeah. And yeah, I thought Alien was good. But it kind of reminded me of other bands. Like I think I listened to this before, but I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, basically those are the tracks that stood out a little bit for me. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so yeah,
I also enjoy Knife. I think
that
that's
was,
what she
that,
sings.
yeah, that was the one that is saying nice, but it's saying something about you are my true love or something. Uh,
But I know what she says. I'm so sick of men telling me how to be.
mm,
And she also said, it's a matter of time I'll be free.
yeah. Yeah, the thing is for me that some of the songs like blended
But
together,
yeah.
and
And if
sometimes
you
I
listen
couldn't
and
tell which.
repeat, it's like, okay, where did it start? Where's what's the first song? And
So what are your final thoughts and rating for this one?
well, I think because I listened to the previous albums, like this is like a good evolution. Like they haven't changed their sound or anything, but they sound like they're getting better with their instruments. I read they also like changed, like the bass player was like playing the drums and things like that. uh like it feels like more adult, like more produced for them. But my only critique is like it felt like a little bit long, and like maybe they could take out a few songs, because the first half is like very solid, and they knew the singles are the better songs there in the album. um so, but if you enjoy like indie, glam, Americana, that type of music, this is a great album. And like I said, it will be perfect for summer, like maybe in the mornings, because it's very upbeat and great for sing along. So I would rate it like a 7.5.
Yeah, it's a beat, but like not like like bombastic. So for
Oh,
me,
it's that.
yeah, for me, this album, uh, the critique I have is some of the songs sounded the same to me, and it blended together, and sometimes I didn't know which song was which, and so and I didn't think it was that memorable in the hooks. Like a few songs stood out for me. Other songs, like I can tell you, I listened to them and I can't remember much from it.
Yeah, for me, the singles is the ones I remember.
Yeah, I think those are ones that we mentioned the most. So, but I don't think it's a bad album. It's just not
No.
it's not something that I'm like cup of tea. Like, even though I've listened to this type of music, but I'm never like, yeah, I have to be like in the mood. I don't. This is not an album that I'm going to listen a lot throughout the year. This is something that I just listened now to review, and I probably won't listen to it again. But it's not bad. It's not going to be in that series. I would rate it a 7 out of 10. It's okay. It's an okay album. Uh, I enjoyed some parts. Some parts were okay, but I still think it's not a bad album. But I would trim a little bit of the fat
Yeah.
and maybe do some different like vocal variations, because sometimes I thought that the vocals sounded almost all the same on each song.
I couldn't like differentiate the male singer from the female singer sometimes.
Me neither. So that for me was like kind of like yeah, it's not bad, but I want something like to make something stand out and jump at you. It was like something that it's good, but I needed something like to make it stand out from
Yeah.
maybe other bands that do this style. Uh,
Well, I read they're more like a cult band, and they have like their following,
they
and
drink the Kool-Aid.
they're gonna have like a tour, and they're playing here in Chicago in November, and it's already sold out. Didn't
Wow.
even know they were playing. So
Yeah. Nice. I didn't know that. So, but I'm glad that I listened to this, because I like to listen to different things. So we want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of Dead's poetry? Have you heard of this band? If not, tell us what are your very favorite tracks from this record. And if there's other bands on these styles that you heard and we haven't heard, recommend them in the comments as well, so we can check them out. And if you haven't, please subscribe to my friend Senorita Sabrosura channel, Sabrosura Vinyl. She has must own record on vinyls. The last episode that she did was for Rock in Spanish. What's coming up next for that series?
we're doing indie.
Indie. So
Yeah.
nice.
Classic indie, those indie rock albums you should own on vinyl.
Okay. Yeah, maybe after this series, you should do the albums not to own on vinyl. No, I'm kidding. Like, do not buy this on vinyl. No, I think people will be like, what? Uh, and also, where can they get your art?
At Instagram at Sabrosura Creativa.
Nice. So if you want to buy my t-shirts, I have it's threadless for the Shield Duna couch. So far, I've sold 3 t-shirts. Come on, people. Help me sell four. And no, but share this channel with people that would like, so more people can get into the channel. And I have more interviews on the way, more Is It That Bad, and maybe more collaborations with Senorita Sabrosura.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch.
Señorita Sabrosura.
And we'll see you next time right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.